Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have quite a few folks concerned about, well, games that may never actually go and happen for the PlayStation console. We have some big Xbox, well, back and forth going on too as well, where a lot of Xbox developers are getting a little bit scared that some of their big games may be coming to PlayStation. We also have some big news too as well for the mobile gaming department, a lot of other various things too, so let's go and dive on into the video itself. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, check out the Samsung pre-order, and all the Twitter and Twitch will probably be live up on Twitch right now. If you guys are bored, want to say hi, all linked down below, and of course give me all your thoughts and comments all throughout the video itself. So first and foremost, let's go talk about some kind of big stuff over here, because there's been a mysterious game that, well, no one really knows whatever happened to it. Now, I thought this game was kind of sick, and I remember even seeing the state of play when it first came out, because there really wasn't anything that much crazy with it, but right now a lot of PlayStation fans are getting concerned about that there is a game that they've been looking forward to that may never actually come out. So this year, PlayStation 5 owners have a lot to look forward to. On the exclusive front, there is the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is coming out in a few weeks. We have Stellar Blade, which is coming out in the near future. We have Silent Hill 2, Helldivers 2, Pacific Drive, The Rise of the Ronin, beyond this as well. A lot of other various games such as Star Wars Outlaws, Metaphor, Ari, Phantasmo, The Wolf Among Us 2, which I really want to play myself, the brand new Metal Gear Solid games, Dragon's Dogma, which I want to play, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Tekken 8, and Persona 3, and a lot of other various games that are all coming out. Now, I'm pretty excited for the upcoming games for both PlayStation, Xbox, and of course, obviously on PC, but one big game to note that should be a PlayStation exclusive has now been gone awry. And this one is going to be a intriguing one. It's called Little Devil Inside, and although people are not really sure when this game is supposed to come out, because the game initially came out in 2015, and I want to play this game. Like, I saw it on prior state of plays, I thought the game looked sick, and in 2020, it resurfaced as a PlayStation console exclusive. At this time, it was slated for release in the PC, PS4, and PS5, and now with this one, no one really knows where it is going right this second. And ever since 2021, so this point has been quite a few years too as well. And while actually was a new post in the PS5 Reddit, is wondering where the game was, and all the comments were also on the same exact thing, saying whatever happened to this game itself. And it's crazy because this game looked really cool. Now, I'm going to show you guys a little clips over here from the trailer, but this game was one of the more anticipated games that I was intrigued on. Mainly because, like, what's going on with it, where did it go, whatever happened to it, and well, the game itself looked cool. Like, they had enough to actually have like trailers announced. There looked like there was a proper game sphere going on. I like the environment of the game. Just everything about it was a very unique looking game. If you guys ever saw the state of plays and stuff like that too, it was just a level game. It looks sick. Like, the graphics look phenomenal, and if they made this into a pure PS5 game, I would be very down. I'm always a big fan of different art styles. It's really kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. Art style too is all this weird, almost claymation style stuff. I'd want this. I would play this game. And there's a mixture of a lot of other various things and unique aspects of it, and different types of just angles and everything. I think it turned out really cool, to the point where I want to play this game, but no one's ever known what's really happened to it so far. So hopefully there'll be a chance to see some more information in the near future, because I'd play this game as a pure PS5 exclusive. Now, for part 2 on this, as we're now seeing a little bit of drama when it comes to some Xbox first-party titles coming over here. And this is actually a very intriguing one too, because this is specifically an Xbox game. So we don't necessarily know exactly what it is, but they're stating the title I'm referring to was met with high critical acclaim. Fans loved it. It was a Game of the Year conversation the year it released. When the announcement comes, I think it's going to be met with a lot of excitement, because this is a quality game. Microsoft will be dabbling in bringing a first-party game to a competitive platform in 2024. At least one game. I know of one. Don't know if there's going to be additional. Now, these comments have made a lot of folks kind of curious, because, well, people are curious on what the game's going to even be. Some folks are assuming Hi-Fi Rush, which would make a lot of sense, and it is technically an Xbox game exclusive. That would also make, well, a lot of sense on a PlayStation, on obviously PC, which it kind of already is, or even the Switch, and as well also Psychonauts as well, which never did actually have its Switch 2 run through. And some people are saying Pertinent 2 as well, though I've never really heard of Pertinent, the game itself. But a lot of folks are pushing into some things such as Hi-Fi Rush, mainly because the art style makes sense. It's a colorful game, it's music-based, it still has a chance to be utilized with the Switch controller and also the Switch console. Just kind of tone down the graphics, and it should probably be a lot nicer on a slower and lower resolution. I think that seems great. I think that seems like a potential win. A lot of folks are also assuming Psychonauts 2 as we mentioned, because it never had a Switch release, and they never specifically said PlayStation, just on a separate console. And I think as of right this second, the Xbox and PlayStation are still beefing. Like, they're kind of big competitors. We always know there's gonna be a little back and forth between them, but the Nintendo Switch has always kind of seemed in the middle. Like, the Switch seems like a game that would probably be kind of happy getting even Call of Duty or, well, I don't know, everything else. Like, I don't know, it seems cool, it seems fun, but we don't necessarily know what it is. If you guys have any suggestions or comments or guesses down below, I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy, like, say, Starfield on PS5 or Starfield on the Switch, or hey, like, Halo on PlayStation. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy, that nutty, although it'd be really, really cool to go and see, and some folks are trying to go figure it out too as well. But I do think it seems like Psychonauts would make a lot of sense, and maybe on the Switch. But some people are making memes saying it might be Crackdown, some people are saying Hi-Fi Rush on the Switch, some folks are assuming Microsoft Flight Sim 2 as well, Sunset Overdrive, and no one really knows exactly what it's going to be so far, but things like Microsoft Flight Sim would maybe make sense. Things like Hi-Fi Rush would maybe make sense. Psychonauts would maybe make sense. I don't think it would be like the biggest change up because it was like a third-party game that they just think they maybe want to get more money off of or get more sales on or expand out the game or wait for the next upcoming sequel to come on out. They totally can. Like, might as well. Like, why not? Like, it's like you could make an extra $5 million selling a game, or at least like have some big press articles or whatever it might be. Why not at the end of the day? Now, some other kind of big news too is apparently might be another Xbox conference on the same topic of Xbox too, where we're now seeing a lot of rumors that these next upcoming few weeks, there's going to be a brand new direct event coming as of this month. Some folks are saying as of the week of January 14th, so I do believe that'd be next week, so if that makes sense, so like 2 weeks from now, give or take. But people are now assuming it's going to be the very first Xbox event of the year is going to be on the week of the 14th. Can't speak on the Shadow Drop rumors, but the date has now been set in stone. People are curious on the Shadow Drop because of Hi-Fi Rush being set as a random Shadow Drop from the prior Xbox events, if you guys do remember that, which I think is always very nice to see. I'm always a big fan of Shadow Drops, especially with things like Game Pass, because you could literally just do it and play it day one, which I think either way, that is a win. Now, some folks are also saying that it might also be coming up to the 25th or so, but a lot of folks are rounding up to it should be this week. They're saying it should be likely be sometime between January 15th and the 19th, as those are the weekends for that week. It's unlikely Microsoft will hold an event at this point during the weekend, and some folks were also assuming a few days ago there was a pop-up that had January 25th that also popped up too as well. So obviously scheduling is going to be up in the air, but right this second there is going to be a new Xbox event. Now this is going to be very nice because both PlayStation and Xbox are very kind of dull on the 2024 game listings. We do know like Hellblade is coming out throughout this year and a few other various games as well, but we're also really drawing both PlayStation and Xbox, and there is some cool third-party games, but people just want to go and see the show itself. So I'd be down. I'm not really sure what they're going to showcase. Maybe more Fable news finally, because last event they never did. Maybe more news maybe for a Starfield DLC. Might be too early for that. Maybe other random games mixed on him. Some folks are assuming some Gears of War news, which I'd actually probably be down with. I don't know. No one really knows. Maybe just updates of dropping all the Activision games into Game Pass as well. Could also make a lot of sense, but we're kind of watching this with watchful eyes to go from there. Last but not least, I'm going to show up a Wario tweet where the MSI brand new Claw gaming handheld is now apparently coming out too as well. We've been seeing a really big influx too of all these big computer companies making more handhelds, which makes sense. They have the technology, the infrastructure, research, and also obviously the company itself to go and sell these products besides doing PC. What else do you want to do? Handheld PCs. Makes a lot of sense. So basically, I have a lot of the stats now coming out over here, where I'm not really sure exactly the best specifics to look at, but they have 32 gigs of memory, which does seem kind of low, and as well looking through the other various specs too as well. I'm not really sure on how good they are at the end of the day. Some folks are saying, though, that the specs are very good, looks good for the AAA game titles at the low to medium settings range. Some folks are assuming too as well that Windows handhelds have never been a great user experience. The SteamOS one's a lot more nicer. People are assuming the SteamOS is hard to compete with, which I completely agree with, and as well, I have never really had a chance to utilize these handheld gaming controllers in consoles so far. And I think that's one of the bigger issues with all this type of stuff, because, well, we never know if it's going to be good, bad, or ugly until people buy it, check it out, and can see, and they can go from there. But it is kind of nice to go and see at the end of the day we're seeing a bigger influx into this brand new gaming ecosystem and having more handhelds being playable. So in case you guys are ever curious for more of that type of news, let me know in the comment section down below. But it's intriguing to go and see that some PlayStation games are lost in the abyss, that PlayStation or Nintendo might be getting some cool Xbox games, and of course, I can't wait for an upcoming brand new event. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below in case you guys want to follow, and of course check out the Samsung phone pre-order links in case you guys are curious, and all those down below. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Swing by the Twitch user board linked in live down below.